Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn. And today's article comes from CNN.com. It says, two Chinese intelligence officers accused of stealing U.S. jet engine tech. So, what I think this is saying is China doesn't have jet engines yet. You ever play Civilization? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they have our jet engine tech.
I think the reason that everyone wants to steal the United States technology is because simply at some point the United States and a few other countries receive some alien technology from crashes, and that's why everyone wants to have that technology.
Jets seem pretty primitive, in my opinion, for aliens. But
it was probably something else. They're just saying jet engines. It's probably some anti-gravitational thing or something.
Two Chinese intelligence officers have been charged by the U.S. Justice Department with trying to steal the details for a type of jet engine technology from U.S.-based companies. U.S.-based companies? That's espionage now? Jia Rong and Chai Meng, intelligence officers with the Jiangsu provincial branch of the Ministry of State Security in China, are accused of attempting to hack and infiltrate private companies over the course of 5 years in an attempt to steal the technology. This action is yet another example of criminal efforts by the MSS to facilitate the theft of private data for China's commercial gain, U.S. Attorney Adam Braverman said in a statement. I
had no idea.
The concerted effort to steal rather than simply purchase commercially available products should offend every company that invests talent, energy, and shareholder money into development of products. The U.S. Department of Justice does not explicitly state where Jia Rong and Chai Meng are presently located. The United States does not have an extradition treaty with China, and if the men are in China, the Chinese government would be unlikely to give them up. I didn't know we didn't have an extradition treaty with China. I mean, that says a lot. It says that they're not our allies, you know?
Right. It shows that a criminal can just go there and kind of get lost there, and no one will really care.
The governments don't work together. On Wednesday, China's foreign ministry spokesman Lu Kang, I've heard that name before.
Liu Kang? Yeah, that's from
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, weird. I didn't know he was a real guy. Dismissed the charges as sheer fiction and completely fabricated. The charges come at a time when pressure is building on Beijing to address U.S. concerns over the widespread alleged theft of intellectual property by Chinese agents to fuel the country's economic rise. Yeah, so China is up to something. I've known that they've been doing a lot with gold, hoarding it, collecting it, buying gold mines all over the world, the country.
Right.
The new charges mark the third time since September that charges have been brought against Chinese intelligence officers for trying to steal U.S. intellectual property. So we're at a point where espionage is dealt with in the courtroom.
That's what it seems like.
On October 11th, the Department of Justice charged Chinese intelligence officer Yanjun Zhu with attempting to commit economic espionage, including working to get aviation employees to reveal their trade secrets. A Chinese foreign ministry spokesman dismissed the allegation as pure fabrication at the time. Yeah, a likely story. In an indictment released by the Justice Department Tuesday, the U.S. Justice Department alleged Jia and Chai from January 2010 began to work with a team of hackers to steal the technology for the engine, which was being developed jointly by a French and U.S.-based company. What company was it? Boeing?
DuPont?
Yeah. Isn't that the chemical one?
Right.
At the time of the intrusions, a Chinese state-owned aerospace company was working to develop a comparable engine to use in commercial aircraft manufactured in China and elsewhere, the statement said. This reminds me of, you ever see the pictures of the Russian space shuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they obviously stole the plans and just remade what we already designed.
It could be.
Yeah,
right.
no, it's like obvious. And I think they admitted it too at this point, because the space shuttle was in the 80s, back when it was like a different government in Russia. So it was like the Cold War. They stole our space shuttle and built it. Wow. Attempts to infiltrate the company weren't limited to hacking, according to the U.S. statement. Two Chinese nationals working for the company, Tianji and Gugen, were allegedly co-opted by Chinese intelligence and given malware to install it in their employer's computer system. They were strong-armed, maybe. The threat posed by Chinese government-sponsored hacking activity is real and relentless, John Brown, FBI special agent in charge of the San Diego field office, said in a statement. So if this is the type of shit we're dealing with China, what was the big deal about Russia? I thought they painted Russia as like the big enemy, like trying to hack us, and here it's like, oh, China's doing it since 2010, yeah, nobody cares.
I kind of wonder how much technology from China has come from Russia, stealing Russian technology and U.S. technology.
Yeah.
Because no UFOs ever really crashed in China, from what I know. UFOs crashed in
yeah, but UFOs are likely to be top secret aircraft.
Maybe. But, what Siberia? I think one crashed there allegedly, and one crashed in 1947.
What I'm wondering is, are UFO sightings more popular in developed countries that have like some sort of aerospace program, some sort of flight program?
Well, not in Mexico, because they've been seen there a lot. And yes, they're usually seen flying in formation like they did there. But
I think Mexico does have planes, though. I don't know how advanced and weird or like confusing their planes might be to a person. But like if we invented some weird technology for something to fly, people would see it as a UFO. It would be a UFO. It would literally be a UFO.
Right. I do believe that they have made some kind of like weird rectangle and triangular looking spacecrafts. The government has, but yeah, who knows? It could
maybe
be
not
government
space,
planes.
but just
you don't know.
Atmospheric space or flight craft.
Right.
I don't know.
It just seems strange to me that after 1947, all this technology just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, but human technology, human evolution, we evolved into animals that could understand our environment and shape our environment because we understood how to use tools. Like, it's an extension of our body. Holding a hammer, our brain is able to understand that your arm doesn't end at your hand anymore. It's like you become part of the tool. That's how our brains work. But as the human population increases and technology advances, the more people we have, the faster technology can advance. And I don't know, I mean, it kind of feels like the only difference between the 1850s and today are, aside from like culture being different rituals that people do, it would be like computers. It seems like they had toilet paper, they had fried chicken, they had all kinds of things you can name.
Right.
Just not computers.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it is kind of weird, but it also isn't impossible.
I think the biggest problem in 1850s would be you're standing at a deli and you're like, yes, I just want the whatever, I'll take the club sandwich, and then the person is like, hold on, I have to go to the bathroom, and then you don't hear them wash their hands, and they come back and they go, we don't wash our hands now.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
There's no sink in the outhouse.
Soap on my hands? That's what you wash your...
No, I think, yeah, but I was going to say, back then the problem would be you ask for a sandwich at the deli and you get a sandwich, but the meat is covered in salt.
Right, and it's not really cooked well, and you're like, wait, aren't you going to cook this? And they're like, cook it, why?
Yeah. I want to play this, though. Or I'm going to watch it load, at least.
We're here this afternoon to announce federal criminal charges for conspiracy to commit economic espionage and theft of trade secrets, and attempt to commit economic espionage and theft of trade secrets against Yanjun Xu, who the indictment alleges is an intelligence officer for the Chinese Ministry of State Security. Xu was arrested in Belgium on April 1st of this year on the authority of a federal criminal complaint from the Southern District of Ohio and a provisional arrest warrant.
Really?
On April 4th of this year, the grand jury for the Southern District of Ohio returned an indictment against Xu, charging him with the 4 offenses that I have just mentioned. Those 2 charging documents were under seal until today. Yesterday, Xu was extradited from Belgium to the United States.
Oh, he's in trouble
Earlier
now.
this afternoon, he made his initial appearance in federal court here in Cincinnati to answer for these crimes.
Perhaps they said this, I don't know, but did they say like exactly what they stole the plans for? Because it
sounds like
it could have been something from the 30s or 40s they stole.
It sounds like it's just corporate espionage, and like the government's getting involved, painting it as trade secret espionage, and maybe it is. Maybe it was like a government contract project, I guess. But yeah, it just sounds like some Chinese guy who may or may not work for the government of China trying to get, there's a lot of people trying to get trade secrets from corporations. Freelancers trying to hack.
The problem with problem with these stories is
Computers.
they always say, "Oh, they stole something top secret." Now I can never find out what it is.
Unless
don't
he comes
even-
forward and shows us.
Just show me what it is.
It's just a jet engine, I bet. Or maybe it's like an advanced the jet engine part 2, right? Version 2.
If we're fantasizing about what they're making this big stink about, I'm saying it's a disc that has anti-gravitational properties.
I'm thinking it would be an ancient disk that has unknown powers. And maybe it's a key to a giant door. But you have to put it into the thing, and then the giant door slides open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have anything else you want to say?
It's your fantasy.
Yeah,
you, can,
right.
you can imagine this to be whatever you want. They're not going to tell you.
Yeah. You have anything else you want to say?
No.
All right, well, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and let us know what you think in the comments. And check out the Patreon link in the description if you want to help us, because that would be awesome. And thanks for watching.